Welcome to part 3 of our Link G4x mini training series here. In this tutorial, we're going to be learning how we can work with our calibration files. So how to upload a calibration file to your Link G4x box. If you're getting started, everything's a fresh install, you want to make sure you have the correct file uploaded to your box. Now we're also going to take a look at proper file saving so you're able to find your file in a specific folder location. You're able to go and open that up at a later point in time and be able to access that information. Without further wait, let's jump in so we can check this out.
Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at how to communicate with our Link G4x system, getting online with our PC Link software and linking it to our G4x, uploading a calibration file, and then properly saving that file into a folder for proper file management. This is going to be a very basic introduction tutorial, so we'll cover just the essentials that we need to know. So where I'm at right now, I'm sitting in my vehicle. I have my USB cable plugged into my laptop, also plugged into my G4x. So I have the ignition key powered on my vehicle, and I'm ready to communicate and get online with my G4x. I want to go ahead and upload a calibration file for my particular box here, and I have a plug-and-play box, and it's going to be a plug-and-play Honda box specifically, so I want to upload that file to my G4x. How do I do that? Well, we'll find in this case, I want to go up to ECU controls and go to connect to ECU. Now you may find if you power on your vehicle and you plug in your USB to your laptop, it automatically connects. What we're looking for up at the top here is showing that it's a green bar here showing connected. Right now it's showing I'm in the offline state. So I can open up, take a look at the file, I can edit the file, but I'm not directly editing the file live with the G4x. So any changes I'm making here will not take an effect in actual Link system. So we're seeing here that offline is what we want to avoid. You may also find that it's a orange bar here showing searching. That means that it's searching for communications to establish getting online with the G4x system if you have everything plugged in. I am powered on right now, so I'm key on, engine off on my vehicle. I should be able to simply go up here to ECU controls and click connect to ECU. Give this a second. We noticed it went from searching now to online. So I am online with my box, and we can see here that I have data starting to populate. We can see the map pressure starting to show some values moving. We have our air temperature and coolant temperature being displayed here, throttle position. We see we have this live data, and we are communicating live with the ECU. Now the file that's in here isn't going to be applicable for my application. This is going to be a generic file that is loaded into the box. How do I put in a new file? What we'll do here, since we're on the live status online, we can see right now, we'll go here to File and we'll go to Open. And we'll select the file that we want to upload to our box here. I'm going to go ahead and select this option right here. So I have a 1993 Honda Civic, so a Civic EG hatchback, and I have this plug-and-play box. I'm going to select this option and click OK. And then when we do that, it's going to ask us here, PC Link warning, select yes to open the file and download the settings to the ECU, which is what we want to do right now, or no to disconnect the ECU before opening the file. So in that case, if we select the no option, that'll put us in the offline mode, so we won't be connected to the G4x. It won't do any uploading of the file to the G4x, and we simply can just review that data in the calibration in the offline mode. In this case, I want to go and actually load the file to the G4x, and I want to do this all while I'm live or in the online state right here. We're going to click yes, and you can see it's downloading the data to the ECU. Now this takes a little bit of time, so we need to be patient. What we can see is that the data has been downloaded. We can notice here that the fuel table's changed. We see this three-dimensional plotting has changed, and we also find some other information has actually changed and moved here. So the map pressure's changed, throttle position's changed, our coolant temp, air temp look like they might have changed a little bit. We need to go and recalibrate all of our sensors. We're not going to get into that in this tutorial, but this is going to be the step to upload the file to your G4x. Now we can see here it's showing file open and downloaded successfully. Do you wish to carry out a store command on the ECU? And the store command is going to be permanently storing the information to the link. If I say no here, and let's say I power off my vehicle and the link loses power, when I key it back on, it will not store this new file to the link. So we want to do a permanent storage at this point, and we'll say yes, and now it's going to see perform the store and everything has been completed successfully. So now we're running this new calibration file. The engine isn't running yet, it's just key on engine off, but we have successfully transferred that file to our G4X. Now the next step that I want to do here is make sure that I'm saving the file as a new name. This is going to be the default name in the default directory from Link. We don't want to save over top of the original base map. We want to go in and save this as a new name so that we don't potentially erase this base map, so to speak, from our directory. We won't have this original map. In order to do that, we're going to use our File Save As feature. So we're going to go up here to File, and we're going to go to Save As. There's a save, which if we made changes and we click Save, it'll save onto this specific folder and file name. We want to go here to File, go Save As. Now we do Save As, it brings us into our main directory here. This is where we want to go create a new subfolder in our directory. So we're going to go up here to New Folder, and we're going to give our project a unique name. I'm going to call this, in this case, EPA Civic EG. So I know what this is related to. I know looking in this folder, I'm going to find the files for my project. Whatever your naming is going to be for your project, you can place that in here to your folder. So we're going to allow that to create a folder here, and then we're going to double click inside the folder, and now we can take our file and save that within the folder. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to name this, I'll call this original. Okay, I'm going to save that as the original, that's the original file. And then I'm going to go back in here and say File and do a Save As. And now we're going to save this as a different name. So we have in our new folder here, double click again, there's the original file, and now we'll call this Base Cal. Give it some kind of a generic name, Base Calibration. That way, the original is the original file, and the Base Cal now is our file that we can start to edit from, and then we can do a file and we can do a save into that Base Cal, into that subfolder here we've called EPA EG Civic. Hopefully that makes sense. So we now know how to successfully upload a file to our G4X, and we also now know how to create a folder for our project and a custom name. All basic steps in getting started with your G4X system, and hopefully this video was helpful in learning how to do these basic steps. So that's going to be it, taking a look here at working with the basics of uploading and file management and saving within our Link G4X system using our PC Link software. We're going to be taking a look in the next tutorial at how to do a firmware updating process. That's going to make sure that your software and the firmware on your box are going to be matching and you're not going to have any compatibility problems. I will see you guys now in our next mini training tutorial.